Hey everyone, welcome back to another exciting episode of Tech and Production. Today I have Jimmy with me as we go over our duel between AOD and his yellow baby deck.
Yeah. I feel like I've actually seen this AOD deck on the channel way too many times.
This
Like,
one actually, I think it's the second time this one's been on the channel. The first
is
one was
it?
Nyx. I think the first one
Oh, yeah. You're correct.
actually, I don't know if I put Nyx on the channel because of the misplay incident.
Damn, you gonna call him out like that?
I mean, everyone misplays. It happens.
Yeah, I mean,
It wasn't anything that big. It was an accident. It happens.
yeah.
Um,
No hard feelings.
yeah.
Except I'm furious.
Why are you? Okay, sure. You know what? I think you got the better deal during that misplay anyway.
I did actually. I did actually get better
So
pricing somehow.
I think it works out. It's all good.
Yeah.
All right. So we recorded this in my basement because Jimmy couldn't make it to our locals this past weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So
unfortunately, I had to work. You know, the American dream.
So this was the exact same deck I played during the tournament. So you all will see that in the next coming days. See how well I did. Hopefully I did good. We'll find out when we get to that point. But Jimmy playing Baby was actually, I don't want to say nostalgic. Is that the right word? Right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
you could say that.
you haven't played this deck in a while.
Yeah, so Baby is overall in all of Dragon Ball my favorite character. So as soon as the first Red Baby dropped in set 4, that's the only deck I played. And then when we got the boosted Baby Leader in the draft box, that was the only deck I played. Period.
Yeah, it was the deck you're playing when we came to the locals.
Yeah, and I up to that point I had went completely undefeated with Baby. Like I had not dropped a single game in like 4 months with Baby. And then Fluff shows up and drops Secret Rare Super Saiyan 4 on me, and I had no clue what was going on. And it's actually kind of poetic that I'm playing Baby that features Super Saiyan 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll call it out. There's a moment in the duel where you call Fluff over, and
oh yeah,
just to show him your hand.
Yeah, like I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Fluff said that the Super Saiyan 4 Secret Rare from Set 3 is his favorite card in the game.
I think it is, yes.
Yeah, so I think I remember him saying that, and that's why I called him over. But I still think Baby dominated the Malicious Machinations meta, and I think it's still very good. I think it's really susceptible to counterplay, especially the Heartfelt Plea is very susceptible. And once you awaken, you don't really have any other options for getting a Heartfelt Plea out unless you want to hardcast them, which just isn't viable.
Especially the speed of that deck too.
Oh yeah, like if you get counterplayed on turn 3 and you can't stick a Heartfelt Plea, it's kind of game over for you. You don't really have any other options, which is a massive issue. And the only reason I think is holding this deck back. I think the unisons and having all the free counters, it's just brutal against a lot of decks that also don't have free counters.
Yeah. So, real quick, let's go over this quick. My first 2 turns, I played both a card and I did my leader swing. Oh, this is me just goofing off because Yu-Gi-Oh! People were talking Yu-Gi-Oh! And I was like, oh yeah, my face down card.
Yeah.
So, but I played both a extra card and swung my leader, which both normally allows me to take a card from my life. I chose not to do that because this is our second game with this between these 2 decks. And in the first game, Jimmy, you went pretty heavy on that on your second turn because you went first both times conveniently, which is the luck of the roll.
Yeah.
And during that second turn, you got me down to 4 life. I'm like, okay, cool. I know the speed of this deck. I know how to kind of counteract it. And so on my turn, I chose not to do that, hoping you would kind of do the same thing. That way, I would just go, oh, cool. I'll just awaken like I did last game, and I'll just go straight into your Baby card and just break your whole engine. You do something different this turn, which really threw me off, and I think may have changed the result of this game.
So I actually kind of want to talk about the Baby Janemba Champion Pack card.
Okay.
Like, when I first saw that card, I was super into it. You know, a free 16k that searches, your offerings is really good. But I did not expect it to boost the consistency of this deck the way it does.
Wait, I remember you talking about it. I remember you when it first came out. You're like, it's okay, but yeah. I think you said you play 3 in this deck.
Yeah, I play 3 because I only own 3. I don't know if I would go to 4, but 3 I feel is perfect for the deck at the moment. Because you have the Graceful Charity package of the Baby Amiyu, and you see a lot of cards in your deck, and I think I don't know. I don't think it was this match, but I think it was my match against Jordan. I only had like 6 cards left in deck by the end of that game because I drew so many cards. Yeah. But that Baby Janemba is clutch in getting the pieces in your hand because you have to have so many pieces in hand to have your deck work.
Yeah. So here's where you changed the game on me. You stopped attacking after the first attack.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like thrown off.
So I switched my game plan right there because because of a card that I actually drew off of my Graceful Charity. I drew into my Secret Rare off of that. So my whole plan at that point was I want to build as big a hand as possible so I can just burn your life out.
Gotcha.
And normally I would want to get you down to like 2 to 3 life because that's kind of the sweet spot to burn you out. Especially after I drop that 7-drop baby, which when that happens, I'll talk about that because that card is really dumb, like really, really dumb. Yeah. But I drew into my Secret Rare and I just went, okay, that's my game plan now, and it actually worked out really well because I don't think you had the ability to awaken this turn at all. Like,
no,
you strike a life with your leader, and then the only other self-awakener you have is your extra card, correct?
Yeah. I chose not to do that both times because you did not attack. I'm like, okay, cool. He's gonna have because in our first game, after I killed because I played in our first game Bojack, which tapped your 4-drop baby, and I just went on to it until you couldn't do anything, and from that point on, that was game because I stopped your chain.
Yeah, that's another reason why I say this deck is so susceptible to counterplay, because if your 4-drop baby gets hit and you don't have another 4-drop baby in hand, you are kind of stranded in the water at that point. Yeah. You don't have any options, which I do have some ideas to remedy that, and we didn't get to film a profile when this was shot, but we will have a profile eventually. I will go over some of that and some of my ideas. I'll try to include those.
So that's why I also, if you notice, I did not take a life either time on my attack or my extra card because I didn't know about the Secret Rare. Because we didn't, our first duel, I kind of got you to stop playing very quickly.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, cool. You know what? I know what to expect. He's gonna baby, then he's gonna do this. You have the heartfelt play. I'm like, okay, I know what to do here. I'll just bank on my life. I have 3 negates in my hand currently as well. So.
Yeah.
Also, when I read your energy earlier to kind of see what that ape did, I completely misread it.
I know, because you said you can't awaken this turn, and I was like, what do you mean, bro? You looked at it.
Yeah.
So I drew 2 there off of Offering. Offering, I would like to see that skill come back in some way. Like, I don't know what would have Offering, but I would love to see that come back. So the ape has an activate main where I can pick up a life and then neg your leader card by 5k. So currently I picked up 3 life. I put myself in awakening range, and your leader card is at -5 currently on the unawakened side. And I'm swinging at you at 30k double strike to -5. Like, that ape is ridiculous. Plus, he makes every card on my field and every card that I have that can attack a threat. That 1-drop baby is a threat now to you. And he's 4k, I believe?
I think so.
Yeah. It is absurd how good that ape is. And of course, you do have to strike life for it. That's the counterbalance. But a potential burn 1, then neg your opponent down, and take cards from your life is really good. Or even better, a draw 2. Like, I cannot stress enough how good this ape is.
So, you go ahead and awaken. I will say, this was... I knew you had it in your hand because you pulled it earlier and you showed it. but you did draw before revealing these 2 cards. But like I said, I already knew you had them, so it's okay. We kind of just you told me while we were playing and stuff like that, and I saw the cards you pulled earlier, so it works out fine. Just letting you know, man, you didn't reveal those cards on time.
I think you can draw before activating those.
I think it's when you trigger Awaken. I thought you had to reveal the cards to make sure they're in your hand before you draw the 2 cards. As I thought.
I'll look into that. I don't think that's. I think it's one of those order of resolution type thing. Okay, so real quick, sorry to interrupt you. Flaming Death Ball is the reason that I decided to run the secret rare. So Flaming Death Ball for 1 energy, you can boost your leader by 10k on its attack, and then you have an option of netting your opponent's battle card by 10k, or choosing one of your battle cards and boosting it by 10k. So if you don't know what the Super Saiyan 4 secret rare does, he is base 40,000, and when he attacks, he gains 5k, and then if his power is 60k or more, you deal 1 damage to your opponent. So using Flaming Death Ball, that makes it so I only have to get 10 more k on the secret rare once I go through my evolve chain to give him the ability to deal a damage every time. So Flaming Death Ball for 1 energy is invaluable because it does everything I need it to do, and for 1 card and 1 energy, it's ridiculous. I don't think this card's seen a lot of play in the original deck. Back when this was dominating the meta, because you really didn't need it. There was no need for boosting a battle card by 10k because, your leader card is still 0 currently. That's why you're having to combo so much on a 25k attack.
Yeah, because once again, I wasn't aware of your secret rare, and I'm like, oh, crap, his 1 card has 2 attacks coming my way. He technically has 3 more cards to swing with after that. I have 2 more negates that are viable.
Yep.
So, I had the perfect defense if that secret rare wasn't a concern. Knowing the secret rare, you play which we'll see in a second, the 6-drop Super Saiyan 3 Goku. I can't remember his name is, the kid one from GT.
I run 2 different 6-drops. I run Broken Limits from the starter deck, and then I run Victorious Fist. And I think in this I play Victorious Fist.
Yes, you did. Yes.
Yeah. And the only reason I do that is because you have to evolve the secret rare on top of the 6-drop. I think it's a 6 or more. Unfortunately, can't go from Heartfelt Please straight into it. Also, I did forget to drop a card when I played him. I do end up dropping a card. I think I'm reading it right there, and I'm like, oh shit, I forgot to drop a card when I X evolved. Yeah. Plus his auto restands him, and he gains plus 5k. So that's a 15k boost when I go into Heartfelt Plea, or not Heartfelt Plea, the secret rare. He's setting at 55,000, and I had to attack once to get him up to 60k.
Yeah. So I think you're deciding what. There, you're boosting him up real quick.
Yeah, I'm boosting him up, and I think that's about when I realized, oh yeah, I got to drop a card.
Yeah.
Or it might actually be when I go into the secret rare. I'm like, wait, I forgot something because I had to drop 2 for the secret rare.
Yeah, I do remember you dropping 2 cards, and so right here, once you played that card, I start thinking of Triple Flash. I'm like,
really?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Because I'm like, I can't negate the next one because I forgot that it's a riot. I think only to red leaders. I'm like, oh no, he's in Triple Flash. Man, I haven't seen that card in forever. Okay, what to do? Okay, I'll go ahead and negate, get more cards on the field to protect myself.
Yeah, that's where I was like, okay, I got to drop a card for that. My bad. Yeah. I dropped Blitzwave Generator. I probably could have risked it and tried to get an extra card in my hand, but I had a fat hand anyway.
So there he is, the secret rare. And I'm like so confused with it because I'm like, oh yeah, okay. I can't negate. Oh wait, I can negate it. Crap. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have done the last one. And you're like, what?
Yeah, because you kept calling him the 7-drop one. I'm like, bro, that's an 8. Yeah. What are you talking about?
Look, I haven't seen these 2 cards in forever.
That's fair.
All right, so you swing, you I think you pitched the cards to play. You had to pitch cards to play it too, right?
Yeah, I had to drop 2 cards from my hand. I think I dropped a Time Magic and a Super Combo.
Yeah.
I'm honestly thinking about just cutting Super Combos from this deck because I never use them.
Yeah.
They're always drop targets.
I feel like you have enough draws. You might be fine with that. So I did take the damage there. Then I took the hit.
And keep in mind, this is still... and also, you has activate main. You drop 2 cards from your hand, or drop 2 red cards, restand him, and he can swing again.
Yeah.
So to keep in mind, that was 60k going into 0, and then I restood, swung again, and that's 65,000 going into 0 because of the ape.
So, I mean, you still have a fat hand. I mean, obviously I don't survive it. I think I combo up to 55 or 60 is what I got to, and I'm like, I can't do anymore. It took everything in my hand. I have like 2 unisons in my hand. I had a max power Kamehameha. I did not draw into petrification, which really sucked. I would have hung on to that towards the end. And you were here like, I could have done 1, 2, played a super combo. Is that super combo draw 2 cards?
I think I had another. I actually dropped 2 super combos down there.
Oh, okay, yeah, I saw them stacked.
I had 2 Jackas in hand.
So you could, 3 more attacks.
Yeah, well, I could have just restand him and swung, and you had to take a life. So either way, that game was over. Yeah, like I could have burned you, even if you were, had 2 more life. I could have burned you out. But
so we were gonna do a 3rd round. Didn't get a chance to get to it. Had to go take care of something else, unfortunately. But it's still a very viable deck, and as long as you know how to play it, which you did in this case, you took victory over me.
Yeah, this was the first time that I got to actually play the actual cards. I played it a little bit on Untap, and I think a version of this deck topped at a webcam tournament not too long ago. I'm not sure if they ran the secret rare or not. I know I know it was a baby Vegeta yellow list. I might take a look at that. I might look around, try to figure out some ways to alleviate the issue of counterplay, because I think that's the biggest issue this deck has.
Yeah.
If 4-drop baby gets counterplayed and you don't have another one you can immediately put out, game's pretty much over. Heartfelt Plea gets counterplayed, game's over. I'm thinking about Determined Super Saiyan because he's a 5-drop on field, and he can evolve into that and go up the GT chain. That doesn't really help you.
If your health is 3 or less, I think.
4 or less.
4 or less, okay.
Yeah, so he's a 3-drop. I could do some like Familial Bond shenanigans to try to get him out, but I don't really want to spend so much deck space on Familial Bonds. Yeah, I think we actually end up just giving up on trying to get a 3rd game.
Yeah, I had to go take care of something. I'm not sure if you'll see in the video or not. I checked my phone, and I'm like, oh, I need to check something real quick. Actually, we weren't going to record it, so that's just what it was.
Oh, yeah.
We were just going to play because we're going to use that duel just in as kind of a reference point. But I think that covers it pretty much for today. Thanks for the duel. We're 1-1 on that. We do need to clarify which deck is better in the end. Now that I know how to beat that deck.
Well, I'm gonna be coming in swinging next time. I'm gonna make some changes.
That's good. I probably won't because I don't know if I have time to make changes to AOD. I'm working on my Crit Nimba right now, so.
Oh, Crit Nimba! Look at you.
I'm trying to bring back
you really dislike me, don't you? Because you know I'm building baby next set.
Yeah, I'm not gonna main Crit Nimba, you know that.
Yeah, whatever you say. Once you get rolled by baby once, you're gonna be maining Crit Nimba with Workweed Sakai.
I think next set, well, that's a whole other topic we can go over later. But that does wrap up today's video. Thank you for joining us today, Jimmy.
No problem.
I don't know why I made it sound like you were like multiple people. It was weird. I was like, thank you for joining us. Know your cards. Sorry, read your cards. Know your. Oh wow.
You want to try it again? Try it again. No, try it again.
Read your cards. Know your place. Fluff out. Wow.
There you go.